Hey there. Have you ever said something in English and just had that feeling that it wasn't quite right? You know, it's often the tiniest words that trip us up. Well, today, we're going to tackle a few of those common culprits. We'll figure out how to master them so you can sound way more natural. I mean, this is a classic, isn't it? That little pause when you're thinking, wait, has he been to the store or has he gone to the store? And don't even get me started on already versus yet. They feel so similar. But don't worry, you are not alone. These little words get a lot of people. So let's break them down together. So to really get to the bottom of this, we've got to start with the foundation, and that's a verb tense called the present perfect. I know, it sounds super complicated, but it's really just our best friend for talking about things that just happened, or things that happened in the past when we don't know or care about the exact time. So what does that actually mean? Well, it's the tense we grab when we say something like, she has cleaned the room. You see, the action is done. It's finished. We also use it with a specific time isn't the point. It just happened sometime before right now. And you know, when you see it laid out like this, the structure is surprisingly simple. For most subjects, it's just have plus that past participle form of the verb. The only little twist is for he, she, or it. That's when you use has. Want to make it negative? Easy, just pop in the word not. And to ask a question, you just flip the first two words around. It's a pretty slick system once you see it. Okay, so now that we've got the basic recipe down, let's tackle that classic problem, been or gone. These are both past participles we use all the time with the present perfect. But, and this is a big but, choosing the wrong one can totally change what you're trying to say. Let's imagine this scene, okay? It's lunchtime, and a group of friends is wondering where Sarah is. The answer they get is, Sarah has gone on holiday. That word gone tells us one thing for sure. Sarah is not here right now. She left and she hasn't come back yet. Okay, now let's fast forward 2 weeks. And look, Sarah's back, sitting with her friends. So now the sentence changes. We'd say, she has been on holiday to Spain. See the difference? The trip is a complete, finished experience. She went, and this is the key, she came back. She's here now, probably with a great tan. So here's the bottom line. The simple rule to remember. Have gone is for an unfinished trip. That person is still away. Have been is for a completed round trip. Here's a little trick. If you've been somewhere, like Paris, it means you're back now to tell the story about it. You're not still in Paris. Okay, great. We've got the main tense down. Now let's start adding a little more detail, a little more flavor. We can be much more specific about when something happened by using 3 super useful little words, already, yet, and just. Think of it like this. Already tells us an action is completely finished, it happened sometime before now, maybe even earlier than expected. Yet is for things that haven't happened, well, up to now, and you'll almost always see it in questions and negative sentences. And then there's just, which is for that tiny little window of time right before this moment. It happened literally seconds ago. All right, I think it's time for a quick pop quiz to really lock this in. Looking at this picture, what would you say? He has just blank. What's the past participle for wake up? You got it. Woken up. He has just woken up. Perfect. It just happened. Okay, next one. Whoa, he does not look happy. The sentence is, he hasn't blank the homework yet. That word yet is our big clue that it's negative. So what's the right form of finish? Exactly. He hasn't finished the homework yet. We've all been there. And one more just for fun. Wow, that is quite a breakfast. So the sentence is, I have already blank breakfast. What's the past participle for eat? Eaten. That's it. I have already eaten breakfast. It's a done deal. Awesome job with those. Now for our last big piece of the puzzle, let's look at what comes after the main verb. You see, some verbs are a little picky about their friends, about the kind of word that follows them. And this is where we get into gerunds and infinitives. So what on earth is a gerund? It sounds so technical, right? But the idea is actually really simple. You take a verb, like swim, add ing to it, and suddenly it acts like a thing, like a noun. So in I enjoy swimming, swimming isn't something you're doing right now, it's the activity you enjoy. And here's where it gets really useful. Certain verbs just love to be followed by a gerund. Verbs like enjoy, finish, avoid, and suggest. It just sounds natural, right? You'd say, she enjoys going shopping, not she enjoys to go shopping. The first one just flows better. And of course, there are other patterns too. Then you have the other team of verbs like need, want, and like that prefer the infinitive. That's just to plus the verb. I want to go. And hey, one last quick tip. For those two-word verbs like turn off or clean up, if you use a pronoun like it or them, it gets sandwiched right in the middle. You always turn it off, not turn off it. You know, when you step back and think about it, each of these rules is just a small detail. But when you put them all together, they become the bridge between English that's just correct and English that sounds genuinely fluent, totally natural. This stuff is pretty much the secret sauce. So let's do a super quick review of what's in your new and improved grammar toolkit. First, we got the present perfect for talking about recent stuff. We finally solved that tricky gone versus been puzzle. We learned how to add precision with already, yet, and just. And we saw how some verbs like to hang out with gerunds while others prefer infinitives.
We've covered a whole lot of ground, and honestly, the best way to make any of this stick is to actually use it. So here's my challenge to you. Looking at all these tools, which one are you going to try out in a sentence today? Thanks so much for tuning in.